Welcome back to our living room. It's all about how to stay cyber resilient. I have a very special guest sitting right here to my right. It's Dr. Bhavani, the rising She is the Founders Chair Professor of Computer Science and the founding Executive Director of the Cyber Security Research and Education Institute at the University of Texas at Dallas. That is quite a mouthful. Her research is in the intersection of cybersecurity, big data analytics, and mobile computing, and we are honored to have you here with us today. How are you doing?
Thank you very much for inviting me to give this interview.
It is our pleasure to have you here. How's the show been going for you thus far?
It's been going really well. I participated in the panel, the cybersecurity panel, cyber resilience panel, and that went really well from 10 to 11 o'clock this morning. And so this interview is really nice, sort of putting the finishing touches to the panel, so I'm really pleased.
Tell me a little bit about the panel's topic and how the panel went.
Yeah, the panel was, we had the panel chair, who is the CISO, John Simone from Dell, the Senior Vice President and Chief Information Security Officer. And then we had Chris Wiley, who was a whistleblower, Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
And then we had Vivek Tiwari, I think. He's a Vice President of Security Products at Intel. And Intel sponsored the panel. So the focus was on cyber resiliency. And so we covered a range of topics. So it was very, very productive. And I think the audience, from the reaction, I think they enjoyed the panel.
What was that like to be in front of the live panel, like the live audience?
Yeah, I really like live audiences because the last two years, I've been on, probably 20 panels. And they all went great, but it was sort of in my office, in my home, right? In my little condo, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it was very different when you're in front of people. I'm so glad that we are, almost back to normal and we are having our in-person events.
I feel so blessed for it. It's the subtleties, it's the little things that just don't transfer.
Exactly, yes.
So that's for all of you out there. We're looking to see you guys all here in person next year. We hope to see you. So let's get back on topic a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about security and privacy. Now, these are obviously things that are very positive things. We want to have privacy, we want to have security, but what do you think about their impact on an organization? Is it always positive? Are there negative sides of it? What are the things we need to look out for?
It's positive, I would say. In the beginning, people were not really as concerned about security. When I say beginning, I've been in cybersecurity for 36 years. I started my career at Honeywell, and MITRE Corporation, National Science Foundation, and then now academia. So in the beginning, security wasn't considered as, they were not taking security seriously, but now everyone realizes, almost everyone, that security is critical. So security and privacy, security versus privacy. So for instance, we have all these cameras, right?
Yes.
Las Vegas. And so we want to make sure that people's privacy is protected, somebody doesn't hack in. So securing those cameras would mean privacy. So to provide privacy, in many cases, you do need security, right? So their security and privacy go hand in hand. But on the other hand, to carry out security, like for example, anomaly detection or malware analysis, you need to gather lots of data, right? Or counterterrorism, lots of data, and analyze the data. So that's where I apply machine learning, big data analytics, data science. And so to analyze the data, you can also uncover, while you are analyzing, hidden patterns, privacy about various individuals could be violated. So there, you talk about security versus privacy, meaning if you want both, then you will have to make some trade-offs.
So you're using analytic insights to figure out how to navigate with even hardware offerings in order, like a camera, for instance.
Yes.
In order to figure out how to get more privacy.
Because the thing is, and these analytics are very useful, not just for security, for even other applications, right? But even for security, if you want to find out who has attacked, when did the attack happen? So then you want to gather lots of data. By gathering data and analyzing for security, in the process, you may violate the privacy of an individual.
Indeed, it's a tough balance.
Exactly.
It's a tough balance.
So many cases, security will enhance privacy, and in some cases, it's security versus privacy. So you've got to decide, when you make these trade-offs, what's more important?
And to make that decision, you have to know the actual decision you're trying to make. You have to have a hold on your data, hold on your ideology to decide what you want to do.
Right, and also policies, right? What sort of
Yes.
policies are there? Sometimes privacy could be critical, sometimes security could be critical.
Right.
So it all depends on the policy. So it's policy-based analytics is what I'm saying.
I like that. And you have to
Yeah.
have the right tools, right? You have to have the right analytics tools. You have to, you have your data. You have to have everything set up in the right way. Or
Yes,
you're not going to get these
exactly.
insights. And a lot of, like you said, these insights are where the real magic happens, right? That's where
That's
you can really
true.
see what happens.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about, I mean, we're already talking about becoming cyber resilient, but in general, let's talk about that a little bit more in general. Of course, securing the perimeter and just in general ideas behind cyber resiliency.
So cyber resilience actually is that even if you're attacked, how do you then carry on? Because
Right.
say your supply chain is attacked or your airplane is attacked, but you've got to still fly the airplane, right? You can't just vanish or
Right.
crash. So that is what cyber resilience, because everything we deal today is cyber. But then because of cyber, right, we have all these microprocessors all over the place. These processors could be attacked. And so how do you carry on? So the thing is, that's where it is really important to look at security, privacy, integrity, the accuracy of the data, fault tolerance. They all have to work together. Real-time processing, time-critical applications, they all have to work together. And sometimes it's one versus the other. So we go back to these trade-offs, quality of service, these trade-offs. That's at the heart of cyber resilience. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I do a lot of work on applying AI, ML, machine learning for cybersecurity. And so, as I said, machine learning will help a lot to find out, pinpoint when did the attack happen, how did the attack happen. But imagine these machine learning techniques could be attacked too, because we are using machine learning for this whole, in Las Vegas, the gaming industry. We are using machine learning for healthcare, for finance. Imagine if these machine learning techniques are attacked, they will give you all kinds of wrong information, right? So that's another.
Wow, that would be a hairy situation in
Yes,
Las
and
Vegas.
so how do you do machine learning and yet have, and these machine learning techniques not to be attacked? So that whole area has come to be called trustworthy machine learning. So that's one of the hottest areas right now in cybersecurity. That means how do you bring in security, privacy, integrity, fault tolerance, and one more thing, fairness. Machine learning techniques for financial applications could discriminate against certain groups. So machine learning techniques may not give loans to certain people, banking loans. So how do you bring in fairness, not discriminate? All that is called now trustworthy machine learning.
That is fantastic. We actually only have a few seconds left.
Yes.
Just one quick takeaway for people. Where do they, if they want a resource, you have so much knowledge about how to go with all of this. They need more strategies. Where do you refer them to?
Right, so for people who have to, resource meaning, okay, so we need, like cybersecurity specialists like us, we have to educate, like I go to DFW public libraries and talk to people about cyber hygiene. So they've got to get that education. There are now in the state and the counties, there is cybersecurity that they can go and get the education, maybe go to public libraries and ask these public libraries to organize events, talk about ransomware, and so on. So these are some of the things that I want to leave the audience with.
Doctor, I thank you so much. I think that the education portion for our audience actually already started right here on set because you were here. So we thank you so much for that. A big shake to you right here. We'll say bye to all you. We're going to throw it back to the studio. We'll see you guys later.